Okay, so this is part B of, or part 2 of my Purple Onion Designs haul video. And I was just saying that with the stamps you have to cut them and trim them to more of a closer fit yourself. And all you gotta do is just use a really good pair of sharp scissors and just try to cut very straight and not tilt it, otherwise you won't get a nice perpendicular cut. And what I do, because you can see that they're unmounted, I mean they don't have any stickiness on the back, so all I've done is I've taken a clear block and this Easy Tack repositional adhesive, and I just gave it a quick spray, and that's just what I had in my cupboard. You could use anything else that was sticky, but I just stick it onto it and then it works fine for stamping. So that's all I use. I'm going to get some Easy Mount in eventually. It was out of stock last time at Simon Says, but I plan to do as many as possible with that. But I mean, I can still use this in the meantime, it's fine. And if I want to clean it off and use the clear block on its own, I just use this eucalyptus oil. It works really well for taking anything, any glue off anything, and especially labels off jars as well. So yes, this is my stamp order. You can see my huge pile of stamps, and they're all red rubber, and they stamp beautifully, and yeah, I'm just really impressed with how many you got in the set, and the whole collection is just absolutely stunning. So I have done a little bit of playing with it, and I stamped them out onto watercolor paper, and I thought 3 different types, and I just thought I'd show you quickly what papers I use. So nothing really expensive. This is a local crafters in Melbourne, and they're Bluebird Paper Arts, and they sell this white key color. I can't find it anywhere else. I have no idea what it is, but it works wonderfully with Tombow markers. It does say great for coloring with water brush markers, and it was 10 sheets for $3.50, so I'm definitely gonna get another bulk order of these ones. And it's very white too, and smooth paper, so it's nice to color on. Then I've just got this, this is just at any old art store, nothing special. It's just a field pad that's good for watercoloring, pencil, ink, and crayon. So it's got a bit more texture, but again, it's quite a pure white. And then I've got like an actual just watercolor paper, same brand again, but this time it's, you know, it's very, very textured and everything else. I've also got, hold on, this one here, this is just from a $2 shop. So I don't, you know, spend a lot on my watercolor paper. And this one's just a little bit creamier, so if not a lot, but compared to like the key color, it's quite a cream color. So, and it has a smooth side and a textured side, which is great for any vintage cards because I don't have to de-stress it to get that look, it's already got it. So that's the paper I use. The ink I use, which is my favorite ink for watercoloring, is the Hero Hues Black Dye ink. It never smudges. It comes off easily off red stamps or red rubber, but it doesn't come off very well with clear stamps. But I have found that if you use the Ultra Clean and the Ultra Clean scrubber like immediately after using it, you can get about 99% of it off. There's this tiniest tinge. So this is my favorite one, and I really just love this ink. It's so black and it's so crisp. So definitely liking that one. And then so anyway, I thought I'd just show you some cards that I did. So this is the first one I did. This is with the Santa stamp and the Merry Christmas stamp. I stamped it twice and then was able to cut it out. And I just thought I'd show you what I used, because I always like to see the colors that everyone else uses to get that effect. So in the background it's just got Ho 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 stamped there, and I just used the Hero Arts Soft Sand just to get that hint of a look in the background. And then for the red, I really just use this Faber-Castell Pitt pen, the Deep Scarlet Red, for all of them. So this stuff is permanent when dry, so you have to work really quickly, and what I usually do to get around that is put some on my craft mat and then add water and then use that to paint with, at least for the first few layers, and then when I'm darkening it up in the corners and stuff, I will go directly onto paper. I also used, the rest I used Tombow markers. I used this yellow 055 for the bell, and then this was for 373 for just the little ribbon. And then I've used the 2 browns 879 and 947, just to, mostly this one, to do the mitts and the boot, and then I did for the beard, I use this really dark gray, the N45, but what I did is put it on my craft mat, added heaps of water, got it really light, and then I just put it on the lines in the beard. So that worked really well, so I'm going to do that again, and I really like using that marker. Sorry, I'm just getting another ink pad. I realized I forgot one. And this is Distressing Hatted Rose, and I use this for the face. So worked really well. I just put it on my craft pad and then added water and then just did a very fine layer, and it really comes up looking like a really nice skin color. So that was really good. Yeah, so that's the first card. So I'll just move that aside and get the next one. Then I've done little Filbert the penguin. So here he is. He's very cute. I must admit, we have fairy penguins nearby, and I've never seen a penguin with an orange nose or feet. They're always black. So he is decorated like the fairy penguins that we've got locally. So I've really used Tombow markers for most of them. The 555 for the blue along with the gray. The Tombow markers are really good. You can put them both directly onto paper and then add water and spread them around. So you can move them around for heaps of time. So this was for the bluey side, and then I've used this one here, the 296, just for his toque. So you can see you get a lot of different shading, like many different colors with the one marker, which is what I like about Tombow. I don't need, you know, 5 shades of green to get the light to dark effect. I can just use one dark color and fade it out. So really happy with that. And then in the background, this is just watercolor paper. And all it is my scrap stuff that I stuffed up the stamping on the back side, but you can't see it through. And I've just put water down first so it was nice and wet, and then I put some distressing. So I used Chip Sapphire, Broken China, and Tumbled Glass just onto the craft mat, and then I just turned, like added some water to it, turned this page down